There are currently 23.8 million millionaires in the United States alone. That means roughly 1 in every 9 American adults is a millionaire. In 2024 alone, the US minted over 1,000 new millionaires every single day. So here's the question nobody wants to answer out loud. If wealth is this accessible, why does the gap between rich and poor keep widening? The answer has almost nothing to do with income, luck, or inheritance. It has everything to do with something far more invisible and far more changeable. It's psychology. And by the end of this video, you'll understand the exact mental patterns keeping 99% of people broke and the 3 shifts that change everything. Stay with me. Let's start with the data, because the facts are so counterintuitive, most people refuse to believe them. Fact 1. A study by Ramsey Solutions, the largest of its kind ever conducted, surveyed over 10,000 millionaires across the United States. What they found shattered every stereotype. 79% of those millionaires received 0 inheritance, not a dime. Fact 2. Only 15% were in senior leadership or C-suite roles, and 1/3, 33%, never made 6 figures in any single year of their working life. Fact 3. 93% said their wealth came from hard work, not big salaries. 75% attributed their success to one thing: regular, consistent investing over a long period of time. And fact 4, possibly the most jaw-dropping of all. In a nationwide survey by Fidelity, 82% of millionaires credited disciplined investing and regular contributions as their primary wealth driver. Most started early, most automated it, and most never touched it. Now here's where it gets really interesting, because the data tells us how they got rich. But coming up, we're going to talk about why everyone else doesn't do the same things. Stay with me. So if the formula is simple, invest early, invest consistently, live below your means, why don't most people do it? Thomas Corley spent 5 years researching the daily habits of 233 wealthy individuals and 128 people living in poverty. His book, Rich Habits, published results that are both humbling and hopeful. 88% of self-made millionaires read for at least 30 minutes per day, for self-improvement, not for entertainment. 30 minutes, every day. Millionaires also spend about 5.5 hours per week reading. The general population? 2 hours. But here's the one that stops people cold. Millionaires spend just 2.5 hours per week on social media. The general population spends 14 hours per week. That's a difference of 11.5 hours every single week. That's 598 hours per year, 24 full days that millionaires reinvest into their minds, while everyone else reinvests into an algorithm. That's not a discipline problem. That's a design problem. Social media is engineered to pull you in. Wealth is engineered by pulling yourself out. But mindset is only one layer. Because here's the thing. Even people with the right mindset often get trapped by what researchers call the time trap. And that's what I want to show you next. Warren Buffett. Net worth, approximately $160 billion as of 2025. One of the greatest investors in human history. And here's the fact that changes everything about how you see him. Buffett hit $1 billion in net worth at age 56. Today, he is worth over 100 times that. More than 99% of his entire wealth came after his 56th birthday. His Berkshire Hathaway portfolio has averaged roughly 20% returns annually for over 56 years. If you had invested just $10,000 into Berkshire Hathaway in 1965, that investment would be worth approximately $88 million today. Buffett reads 5 to 6 hours every single day. He once told a crowd of aspiring investors, "Read 500 pages like this every day. That's how knowledge works. It builds up, like compound interest. All of you can do it, but I guarantee not many of you will do it. Albert Einstein, or at least someone brilliant, called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. Buffett applied it not just to money, but to knowledge. Every hour you invest in learning today pays exponential dividends decades from now. Okay, so we've covered the data, the mindset gap, and the compounding truth. But there are three specific behaviors I've saved for last, because these are the ones that will actually change what happens in your bank account. Ramsey Solutions found that 8 out of 10 millionaires invested in their company's 401k and considered that simple step a cornerstone of their success. But here's the thing, they didn't think about it. They automated it. They didn't rely on discipline every month. They removed the decision entirely. Discipline is a limited resource. Automation is infinite. The millionaire next door doesn't fight temptation every payday. They made one decision that removed 1,000 future bad decisions. The book, The Millionaire Next Door, one of the most comprehensive wealth studies in American history, found that most millionaires drive modest cars, live in average homes, and have no interest in impressing strangers. From Ramsey Solutions study, 6 out of 10 millionaires live in homes worth less than $500,000. And a study by Motley Fool Wealth Management found that the most popular car among households earning over $200,000 is the Ford F-150. The rule is almost universal. 94% of millionaires strictly live below their means, regardless of how much they earn. Not below their income, below their means, which means even as income grows, lifestyle stays intentionally restrained. According to CNBC's Millionaire survey, over 60% of self-made millionaires hold multiple income streams. Business ownership, real estate, dividends, royalties. Not because they're greedy, but because they understand that one stream can be cut off. And here's what's even more interesting. The creator economy, YouTube, podcasting, digital products, is now one of the fastest growing paths to multiple income streams. The same platforms that can steal 14 hours of your week can return income streams if used differently. And that brings us to the part most people skip entirely. The psychological root cause underneath all of this. The one shift that makes all three behaviors possible. This is the part that actually changes things. Here's the deepest psychological difference. Not habits, not income, not intelligence. It's how far ahead you're playing. In the top 10 distinctions between millionaires and the middle class, author Keith Cameron Smith writes, "Millionaires think long-term. The middle class thinks short-term. Millionaires talk about ideas. The middle class talks about things and people. Millionaires take calculated risks. The middle class is afraid to take risks." Morgan Housel, author of The Psychology of Money, one of the best-selling personal finance books of the last decade, puts it simply. Financial success is not a hard science. It's a soft skill, where how you behave is more important than what you know. And studies from Ramsey Solutions and Harvard Business Review show that over 80% of millionaires are self-made, driven more by mindset than by inheritance. They believe money is a tool, not an identity. They view setbacks as data, and they operate from structured routines, not emotion. So here's what we actually know. 79% of millionaires built it themselves with no inheritance. 33% never made 6 figures in a single year. 75% did it through consistent long-term investing, and 88% read every single day. The gap between rich and poor is not primarily a money gap. It's a behavior gap, a mindset gap, a time orientation gap. And here's the uncomfortable truth. The information to close that gap has always been available. What's scarce is the willingness to act on it before you can see the result. If this changed the way you think about money even slightly, share it with one person. It could help. And if you want to go deeper on how compounding works in real numbers, or how to set up your first automated investment, let me know in the comments. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.